One of the prettiest sights I have ever seen in my life is when Tim and I fly back to Alaska to see family and the mountain peaks come into view. So grand, they're so massive and so beautiful with the snowy peaks. And if you can catch them at sunrise or sunset, they are breathtaking. To capture that stunning beauty, Jennifer Matlock has designed a gorgeous pattern for you called Alpenglow. This amazing shawl, just like the mountains, is absolutely breathtaking. It has so many unique features, and it uses our brand new collection of Yak Merino Sport yarn, which I'm super excited to tell you about. And I'm going to be giving away a full set of this yarn collection later in the video, so keep a watch for that. And before I get into all the juicy details for this pattern, I did want to tell you we are hosting a summer knit along for this, so if you would love to join us, just check out the link in the description. First of all, I have to mention the color work across this design. So at first glance, you might think that this is variegated yarn that has pooled into these interesting color streaks, but no, this is actually semi-solid yarn that we have used intentionally to create these beautiful sunset-like color streaks using easy short rows. Is that not super cool? It looks like the sunset streaking across the blue sky in reds, pinks, and purples. So I wanted to show you how to work the slip, wrap, and turn that you're going to find in the pattern for the short rows. So you'll start by knitting your row, knit up to the indicated stitch. Let's just say it's this one. Then what you're going to do is turn your work. So your yarn was in the back, now the yarn is in the front. You're going to move your yarn to the back, then slip one stitch purlwise from your right needle to your left. Boop. Bring the yarn forward. Now move the slipped stitch back over to the right hand needle. Move the yarn to the back, and then you're good to go to begin the next row. So again, you're going to knit up to the indicated stitch, your yarn is in the back, turn your work so now that the yarn is in the front, and you're going to move your yarn to the back, slip one stitch purlwise, which means you don't twist it, from your right needle to your left needle, bring the yarn to the front, move that slip stitch back from the left needle to the right needle, move your yarn to the back, and then you're good to go to continue knitting. Another thing I wanted to show you was how to change colors in the middle of your row, which you'll find for some of the short rows. So you're gonna go ahead and grab your new color and you're gonna drape it across your old color. So your tail is over here on the right. And then you're gonna knit the next stitch with your old color. So you've now captured that new color on the back there. Then go ahead and take those two and you're gonna twist them 2 times. And then go ahead and knit a stitch with that new color. Kind of give a little tug to secure everything. And you can see you've beautifully connected that on the back and you're good to go to work with your new color. And this shawl also has this beautiful little blue center section where the stitches look like little mountain ridges. And the border also looks like little mountains. I love that it's green. It looks like beautiful mountains filled with evergreen trees. The border is created with this really fun and stretchy cast on and matching bind off that I just learned. So it looks like a double chain. It has a nice stretch to it. And this is what I love about knitting. There is always something new to learn. It truly never ends. So I do want to give a huge shout out to Knit Freedom for their very thorough explanation of this cast on and bind off. Definitely check out their blog post on this amazing technique. So to work this fun cast on, you're going to start with a slip knot. Go ahead and place that onto your needle and then grab a crochet hook and you're going to place that underneath your needle like so. Then you're just going to take your yarn and you wrap it up and under and then over your needle, down between, under your crochet hook, and then go ahead and grab that and pull it through. Then so you don't twist this stitch, you actually want to swing it down and back underneath. And you'll know you've done this correctly when this working yarn here is the bottom leg of your little loop. So then we're going to continue repeating that. So take your yarn, wrap it around your needle under your crochet hook, go ahead and grab that and then pull it through and pull it through that previous little loop. And again, you're going to twist it down so that you don't twist your stitch improperly. Make sure that bottom leg is the one that's attached to the working yarn. Place your crochet hook underneath and then continue on. Wrap over your needle, under your crochet hook and pull through. And then swing your crochet hook down and under. And once you get going on this, it's going to be quite rhythmic and fairly speedy. So pull that through and then twist your crochet hook like so. And you can see how it's creating that cute little chain there on the edge. Pull it through, swing your crochet hook around. And just continue working that for however many times the pattern states. Oop. And then when you get to the end, you can always just slide that final stitch onto your needle. And typically with this cast on, you do not count this original slip knot. When you do work back across, you can just drop that. Now when working this technique in this pattern, you're going to be adding on to some stitches you already have. So it's pretty much the same thing. Insert your crochet hook underneath, wrap it around, and you're going to do the same movements. So there's the first time around, swing your crochet hook under, and then just like you've been doing, continue pulling through the previous loop, twisting under, exact same movements. And you can see you're casting on more stitches to existing knitting. So to work the matching double chain bind off, we're going to start with a purl stitch. Go ahead and bring your yarn to the front, but instead of wrapping the yarn like this, we're going to do it the opposite way. We're going to wrap the yarn like this and purl like so. Then you're going to work a yarn over, and then let's purl that same way again. So purl, wrapping your yarn the opposite way you normally would. And you've got 3 little loops here, so go ahead and take this yarn over and bind it off. And then take this first stitch over here and bind it off as well. Then you'll continue doing that, so yarn over, yarn to the front. We're going to purl this next stitch, but we're purling it, wrapping the yarn the opposite way we normally do, and then bind off these 2 stitches. So go ahead and bind off that yarn over, and then bind off this stitch. Again, yarn over, yarn to the front, purl, wrapping the yarn the opposite way we normally do, and then bind off the yarn over, and bind off this stitch. And if you hold the yarn in your right hand, here's what that looks like. Go ahead and work a yarn over, and your yarn should be back here in the front. Insert to work your purl stitch, but instead of wrapping like this, you wrap the opposite direction to work your purl stitch. And then I like to just go ahead and move the yarn to the back. It's a little easier. Go ahead and bind off that yarn over, and then that next stitch as well. So I'll do it one more time. Go ahead and work a yarn over, and then bring your yarn to the front. We're going to purl that next stitch, but wrap your yarn the opposite way that you normally would to work a purl stitch. Go ahead and move your yarn to the back to make it a little easier to see what you're doing. Bind off that yarn over that you worked, and then bind off that other stitch. And continue all the way down. So here's the beautiful little double chain bind off. You can see it looks like a little chain here, and when you turn it, it looks like another little chain. And then you can see how the cast on mimics that beautifully down here with this chain, and you turn it and it looks like another little chain. And there you go, my beautiful friend, armed with all of these techniques. I hope you have an absolute blast making this beautiful mountain inspired shawl and that you're able to join our summer challenge. And as promised, I did want to mention that the yarn is our new collection of Yak Merino Sport. It's a soft squishy blend of Superwash Merino Wool and yak, so it's luxurious and buttery. And since this shawl is mountain inspired and yaks live in the mountains, I just think that's super cool. Fun little connection. This is soft and squishy and long wearing with beautiful stitch definition, and all the colors are limited edition, so please do grab as many as you need for your project while they're available. I am giving away a full set of this Yak Merino Sport yarn collection, so to enter, just make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and comment below letting me know if you have ever worked with yak yarn before. Thank you so much, my friend. The world is a beautiful place if we just open our eyes and see the beauty that is all around us. You take care now. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and I will see you next week with another new pattern. Bye!